So let's look at a study in 1998. I know it's a little bit of an older study, but it's still relevant. Um, and your book still highlights this that we use. So it's the study on stress and immune function where they studied 276 healthy volunteers and about recent stressful experiences. After the interview, they were given nasal drops containing the cold virus, and the results were shocking. After 1 month of having no chronic stressor, but having um, the cold drops, um, the percentage of people who developed a cold was about 35%. Now, those who had a chronic stressor of again over a month, or who have experienced it for more than a month, but had the cold disease, they were 50% likely to get to develop a cold. Now, when it comes to over 3 months of a stressor, the individuals, it remained the same, still about 35%, but they were just over close to 55%, between 53 to 55% of the participants actually developed a cold. Okay, those who reported having a chronic stressor of at least 6 months, that it was about the same, maybe a little bit less than the 3 months, but still a lot more likely to develop a cold after receiving um, the nasal drops than those individuals who had no chronic stressor. So it's very evident that the immune system is compromised by significant stressful events that are chronic and lasting long term. So something to be mindful of. Stress and aging. Okay, it's no question that chronic stress impacts how quickly you age. There is a image that I saw. It's been some time, but an image of a soldier, United States soldier, who went to war, and it showed a picture of him before he went to war and after he went to war, after just about a few years. And the difference was so vast. He looked like a seasoned, just gone through the most rigorous event in his life, which of course he did, which was war. And so the stress involved in that was so significant that it looked like he aged multiple years rather than just a couple. And this remains true when it comes to biology, when it comes to chronic stressors, because at the end of your DNA, at the end of your chromosome, you have what's known as telomeres. And telomeres are a protective layer of these chromosomes. And whenever they are shortened due to stress and other factors in your life, whatever your lifestyle is, whenever those telomeres are diminished, that stops the proliferation of new cells. Okay, and so that will lead to you aging more rapidly, and it's especially easy to see physically. So whenever it comes to your lifestyle, what you're putting in your body, I think that's why we're becoming more health conscious, because we have more people becoming more understanding of the little things that they do that can accumulate over time, as well as their career. That it's not just just being able to withstand what you're going through in life. That's important to be able to be strong, but it may come to a certain point where it's so much that literally causes you to age more quickly. So something to keep in mind. Cardiovascular disorders. So the cardiovascular system plays a central role in the stress response, making it a key focus in the studies of psychophysiological disorders. So heart disease, a cardiovascular disorder, a major risk factor for heart disease is hypertension, which is high blood pressure, right? High blood pressure can be caused by stressors including job strain, marital conflict, and natural disasters, and it forces the heart to pump harder, thus putting increased physical strain on your heart. It really doesn't have any symptoms, and it can lead to a heart attack, stroke, or heart failure. So again, another example of how stress can, and one of the top, if not the top, difficulties that, especially here in the United States, individuals experience is heart disease, and that can lead to an early and unfortunate death. be it due to heart attack, stroke, or heart failure. So, again, something to be mindful of. Now, when it comes to type A and B personalities, we've all at least probably heard of this in passing. And I don't know if it's this black and white, and it can depend on the situation, but we have tended to hypothesize that individuals are grouped into either a type A or type B personality. Type A personalities are individuals who are extremely competitive, intensely driven. They may be more impatient, rushed, and hostile towards others. And type B individuals tend to be laid back and relaxed. All right? Now, when it comes to the study of these two personality types, individuals who identify with type A were over 6 times more likely to have a heart attack by age 55. So I'm not trying to say that that's definitely going to be individuals' fate, but the data does not lie. Okay. Depression in the heart. Research actually does suggest a relationship exists between depression and heart disease. So one reason for this seems to be that people diagnosed with depression as children have been found more likely to be obese, smoke, physically inactive, drink. And so I don't know that it's inherently that the depression causes heart disease, but it may be as a result of the depression and how individuals engage with and behave or cope with the depression impacts their overall physical health. Okay? Moving forward.